Ever wonder how a simple fried chicken recipe from a roadside motel in Kentucky became a global fast food giant? This is the incredible story of KFC, and it all starts with one man, Harlan Sanders. Born in 1890 in Indiana, Harlan had a tough childhood. His father passed away when he was just 5, and as the oldest son, he had to help look after his younger siblings while his mother worked. This is where he first learned to cook. By the time he was 7, he was already a decent little chef. Over the next few decades, Harlan Sanders lived a life full of ups and downs. He worked as a steamboat pilot, a railroad fireman, a lawyer, which he got fired from for brawling with his own client in court, an insurance salesman, and even a midwife. Yes, you heard that right. He tried his hand at almost everything, but nothing really stuck. His big break, or so he thought, came in the late 1920s. He opened a service station in Corbin, Kentucky. Seeing that hungry travelers often stopped by, he started serving meals from his own living quarters. There was no restaurant, just a single dining table. He served simple, hearty Southern food like country ham and, of course, fried chicken. His food became so popular that he soon opened a motel and a 142-seat restaurant across the street called Sanders Court and Cafe. This is where the legend truly begins. Sanders was a perfectionist when it came to his chicken. He was frustrated with how long it took to pan-fry chicken to order, which was about 30 minutes. He needed a faster method without sacrificing quality. In 1939, he discovered the perfect solution: the pressure cooker. It was a new invention at the time, mostly used for canning vegetables. Sanders modified it into a pressure fryer. This was a game changer. It allowed him to cook his chicken in under 10 minutes, keeping it juicy on the inside and crispy on the outside. And then there was the recipe, the famous 11 herbs and spices. Sanders spent years perfecting this secret blend. To this day, it's one of the most famous and closely guarded trade secrets in the world. The original handwritten recipe is supposedly kept in a 770-pound safe, surrounded by concrete and monitored 24/7. For years, Sanders Court and Cafe was a huge success. He was even made an honorary Kentucky colonel by the state's governor in 1935 for his contributions to the state, his cuisine. From then on, he embraced the title and the image, growing his iconic white goatee and wearing a white suit and black string tie. The colonel was born. But disaster struck in the mid-1950s. A new interstate highway, I-75, was planned, and it was going to bypass the town of Corbin completely. His thriving business, which relied on highway traffic, was doomed. At the age of 65, when most people are thinking about retirement, Harlan Sanders was nearly bankrupt. He had to sell his business at a loss and was left with just his Social Security checks. But the colonel wasn't one to give up. He had an idea. He believed so strongly in his fried chicken recipe that he decided to try and franchise it. He packed his car with a pressure cooker, a bag of his secret spice blend, and hit the road. Imagine this: a 65-year-old man, dressed in a white suit, driving from restaurant to restaurant trying to convince owners to sell his chicken. He would offer to cook his chicken for the restaurant's staff. If they liked it, they would agree to add it to their menu and pay him a royalty, just a nickel for every piece of chicken sold. It was a tough sell. He was rejected over 1,000 times. Many restaurant owners laughed at him, but he persisted. Finally, he found his first franchisee, Pete Harmon, a restaurant owner in Salt Lake City, Utah. Harmon's business saw a massive 75% increase in sales, mostly thanks to the chicken. It was Harmon who came up with the name Kentucky Fried Chicken and the iconic bucket packaging, which could hold 14 pieces of chicken and 5 rolls. This success was the proof of concept the colonel needed. He continued his travels, and soon more and more franchisees signed on. The Kentucky Fried Chicken brand started spreading across the country. By 1963, there were over 600 KFC outlets, making it the largest fast food operation in the United States at the time. Colonel Sanders had built an empire from scratch for the second time in his life. But managing this rapidly growing business was becoming too much for a man in his 70s. In 1964, he sold the Kentucky Fried Chicken Corporation to a group of investors for $2 million, which would be over $19 million today. Part of the deal was that he would remain the face of the company, its goodwill ambassador. He received a lifetime salary and continued to appear in commercials and make public appearances. He was the living, breathing logo of KFC. However, the relationship between the Colonel and the new owners wasn't always smooth. He was fiercely protective of his recipe and the quality of the food. He would often make surprise visits to KFC restaurants, and if the food wasn't up to his standards, he wouldn't hesitate to let them know. He famously once called the new gravy recipe sludge and said it was an insult to my original recipe. He cared deeply about the quality that his name represented. Under the new ownership, KFC's growth exploded. They streamlined operations, standardized procedures, and expanded internationally at a breathtaking pace. By the early 1970s, KFC had opened outlets in countries like Canada, the UK, Mexico, and Japan. The brand's international expansion was a massive success, especially in Asia, where fried chicken became incredibly popular. In Japan, for example, KFC became a bizarre but beloved Christmas tradition. Thanks to a brilliant marketing campaign in 1974, having a KFC Christmas bucket became the go-to holiday meal for millions of Japanese families. The company changed hands several times over the years. It was acquired by Hugh Blaine, then R.J. Reynolds, and finally, in 1986, it was bought by PepsiCo. This acquisition was a strategic move, as PepsiCo could leverage its marketing power and global distribution network to push KFC to even greater heights. In 1991, the brand officially changed its name from Kentucky Fried Chicken to just KFC. The company said it was to de-emphasize the word fried for health-conscious consumers. Others joked it was because they couldn't legally use the word chicken anymore, which was, of course, just a myth. The name change was simply a smart branding move to create a more modern and versatile image. Colonel Sanders passed away in 1980 at the age of 90, but his legacy is stronger than ever. His face is one of the most recognized in the world. He's not just a logo, he's a symbol of perseverance, hard work, and the American dream. He proved that it's never too late to start over and that a great idea, combined with relentless determination, can change the world. Today, KFC is a global phenomenon with over 25,000 outlets in more than 145 countries. It's the world's second-largest restaurant chain after McDonald's. From a small roadside kitchen in Corbin, Kentucky, the Colonel's secret recipe has traveled the globe, adapting to local tastes with unique menu items, but always staying true to the finger-lickin' good original. The story of KFC is more than just a story about fried chicken. It's a story about resilience, innovation, and the enduring power of a single, determined individual who refused to give up, even when the odds were stacked against him. So next time you grab a bucket of KFC, take a moment to remember the man in the white suit. The man who, at 65, with nothing but a social security check and a secret recipe, built a global empire that continues to feed millions every single day. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through fast food history, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.